In the past week, I've had over 17 people reach out to me about needing to sell their current home before they could buy a new one. And the one thing that they all had in common was this: they were terrified of being homeless in between. Now, friends, if you're watching this video, you're probably laying awake at night thinking about the whole buying and selling process and stressing yourself out. And you know what? You're not alone. More than 1 in 3 home sellers actually cry at some point during their home buying and selling process. So if you are stressed out beyond measure right now, you're in good company. But in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can sell your home and buy another one at the same time without losing your mind. We're going to talk about my proven 3-step process, the financing tools that make it possible, and most importantly, how to keep your peace while navigating all of this. Are you ready for this, friends? Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hey! I'm Sonali Hudson, and on this channel, I strive to combine faith, inspiration, and real estate to bring you the fire that encourages your heart with kingdom principles and equips you with biblical wisdom to make confident real estate moves. And today, we're talking about how to buy and sell your Hampton Roads home simultaneously without losing your mind. So let's go ahead and get into it. So why does this process mess with our emotions so much? Well, friends, we're talking about your family's security, your biggest financial asset, and often major life transitions all happening at one time. For many of my clients here in Hampton Roads, especially our military families who might be dealing with the PCS move, you're juggling school schedules and the pressure of finding the right home, often in an unfamiliar area. Now, this is literally one of the most stressful life events that you can ever experience. But here's what I want you to understand. Feeling overwhelmed doesn't mean that you're weak or that you're unprepared. The difference between families who thrive through this process and those who struggle isn't strength, it's having a clear plan and the right support system. Now, of course, you know I'm going to have to tell you about scripture. And in Philippians chapter 4, the Bible says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus." Now, friends, this is so encouraging because it includes all of your real estate decisions as well. God cares about every detail of your life, including where you live and how you're going to provide for your family. Now, let me address 2 of the biggest fears that I hear. First, what if our home sells before we find something to buy? And second, what if we can't afford 2 mortgage payments? Now, both of these fears are valid, but they're also solvable problems when you understand your options. Let's start with the temporary housing situation because this fear actually causes people to make backwards decisions. They think they need to start house shopping before they're financially ready, which only adds to their stress. And here's what that gap period can actually cost your family. Short-term rentals in Hampton Roads run $100 to $200 a night. A month-long gap could cost you $3,000 to $6,000 plus storage costs and the emotional toll of having to move multiple times. So what if you do end up needing temporary housing? Well, friends, you've got options. There are short-term rentals, staying with family temporarily, or a rent-back agreement. So let me explain to you what a rent-back agreement is in plain English. It's where you sell your home, but you negotiate to rent it back from the buyer for a short period after closing. You become a tenant in that former home for maybe 2 weeks while you finalize your next move. Now, I've successfully negotiated these for clients when necessary, but most loans require buyers to live in the home within 60 days, so there are some limitations that we would have to consider. Now, if you're selling your home, understanding a rent back is going to give you the flexibility to time your move perfectly without rushing. And if you're buying, offering a rent back to sellers can make your offer more attractive in competitive situations. Now, the key to avoiding this scenario isn't shopping early, it's following the right process, and I'm about to share that process with you. So let's talk about the money piece because this is where your finances become the deciding factor. Now, even for a short period, carrying 2 mortgages means double everything: payments, taxes, insurance, utilities, and this can strain any budget and create pressure to sell quickly, sometimes at the expense of getting the best price. But here's what most people don't know. You have smart financing tools that can help you do both without going broke. So I want to break down your 2 main options because understanding these are crucial to your home buying and home selling success. Now, first is a bridge loan. It literally bridges the gap between buying your new home and selling your old one. It lets you tap into your current home's equity for your new down payment. Now, the benefit is speed. You can close in 2 to 3 weeks and make what we call a non-contingent offer, which sellers love because it's stronger and more reliable. Now, the trade-off is higher interest rates, usually 6 to 12%. But remember, this is short-term financing, so you won't be paying that for the length of the loan. Now, here's exactly how to get a bridge loan. First, you're going to need at least 20% equity in your current home. Second, you want to contact a lender who specializes in a bridge loan because not all lenders offer them. Third, you're going to expect to pay an origination fee of 1 to 3% plus higher monthly payments. Fourth, plan for the loan to convert or be paid off within 6 to 12 months when your home sells. And preferably, your home will sell a lot quicker than that. Now, your second option is a HELOC, which is a home equity line of credit, which is like a credit card secured by your home's equity. It often has lower interest rates and more flexibility because you only pay interest on what you actually use. The challenge is that it takes longer to set up, usually 30 to 45 days, so you have to make sure that you plan ahead. Now, here's how to set up a HELOC. First, you're going to apply with your current mortgage lender first. They often offer the best terms to existing customers. Next, you're going to get your home appraised to determine available equity. Step 3 is expect the approval process to take 4 to 6 weeks. Step 4, once approved, you can draw funds as needed during your 10-year draw period. Step 5, use these funds for your down payment and then pay back the home equity line of credit when your home actually sells. So you may be wondering, hey, what does this mean for me as a seller? Well, if you're considering offers, understand that buyers using these financial tools can make stronger non-contingent offers that close faster. You're more likely to have a smooth transaction with fewer financing hiccups. Now, what does this mean for you as a buyer? These tools give you the power to compete with cash buyers while still needing to sell your current home. You can write offers without sale contingencies, making you far more attractive to sellers who are reviewing several offers. Now, here's exactly what you need to do to prepare financially. First, you're going to get a market analysis from a qualified agent like myself so that you can understand the equity you have in your home. I recommend getting this updated every month if you're planning a move. Step 2, talk to at least 2 lenders about both bridge loans and HELOCs so you can understand your options and qualification requirements. Get a pre-approval letter for both so you know exactly what you qualify for. Step 3, calculate what carrying 2 payments would cost monthly so you can budget for that possibility. Take your current payment, add your estimated new payment, and make sure that you can handle that for 3 to 6 months. And step 4, consider mortgage recasting, where you use your sale proceeds to pay down your new mortgage and have the lender recalculate lower monthly payments. Now, this can reduce your long-term payment by hundreds of dollars every single month, and it's always something that you can consider.
You know what, friends? Every single day, people just like you reach out to me because they want to relocate to Hampton Roads, and I absolutely love providing them with the information that they need to make confident real estate decisions. And that's exactly why I have created several comprehensive home buyer and home seller relocation guides that are going to blow you away. And guess what, guys? They are absolutely free. I'm talking completely free. That's right, friends. These guides have everything you want to know. I'm talking neighborhood breakdowns, market insights, moving timelines, school information, and all the insider knowledge that we talk about on this channel. All you have to do is click the link in the description below and I'll send these incredible resources right over to you. And do not miss out on these guides because they're going to save you time, money, and they're going to help you make the smartest decisions for your family's financial future.
Now, let me share my proven process that has worked for all of my buy and sell clients. We list your current home first. Once it goes under contract, then we seriously start shopping for your new home. Of course, we're passively looking at what's on the market and getting a feel for the areas, but we don't start making offers until your financial foundation is solid. Now, here's a specific timeline that I follow with my clients. Week 1 through 2, we're going to prepare and list your current home with professional photos, strategic pricing. And week 3 through 6, we're going to actively market your home and review offers as they come in. Week 4 through 8, once we have an accepted offer on your current home, we're going to immediately ramp up the search for your new home. And then week 6 through 10, we're going to write offers on your new home with confidence, knowing your sale proceeds because we have a contract. And then weeks 8 through 12, we coordinate both closing ideally within a few days of each other. Now, this approach is going to work well. The timeline may not be exact, but it's going to give you complete transparency about your budget and it's going to make you a stronger buyer. You know exactly what you're getting from your sale, and sellers see that you have a solid plan in place. If you cannot afford to buy without selling first, it doesn't make sense to start shopping anyway. But when we get your home listed, priced competitively, and under contract, then you can make confident offers with clarity about your budget. Now, if you're a seller watching this, understand that following this process means you're working with a buyer who has their act together, honey. They're not just hoping that their home sells, they have a contract in place and a clear path to closing. If you're a buyer watching this video, this approach that I just outlined for you is going to eliminate the guesswork and position you to win in a competitive situation. You're not going to be one of those buyers who are making offers that you can't actually afford or coming to the table with not enough money. You're going to come to the table with financial strength. So what happens when your carefully planned timeline falls apart? More than 1 in 8 contracts fall through, my friends. So if you're counting on your sale to fund your purchase and your buyer backs out, guess what? You're going to need a backup plan. This is where understanding contingencies becomes essential. A contingent offer means your purchase depends on selling your current home first. If your home doesn't sell, you can back out and get your earnest money deposit back. This is going to provide protection, but the reality in our Hampton Roads market is that contingent offers are less attractive to sellers, especially in competitive areas like Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, and some areas of Suffolk. Now, here's exactly how a contingency works. You write an offer that says, this contract is contingent upon the sales of buyer's property located at whatever your address is. You'll typically get 17 to 21 days to get your home under contract, and if you can't, you can walk away and get your earnest money deposit back. But here's the catch. Many contingency clauses also include kick-out provisions. Here's why sellers don't love contingent offers. From their perspective, your offer comes with a big question mark. They're thinking, well, what if this buyer's home doesn't sell? What if it takes 6 months? Sellers want certainty, and when they have multiple offers, the contingent one usually gets pushed to the bottom, even if it's the highest price. So here's what you can do to protect yourself. First, understand a kick-out clause, where sellers can continue marketing and accept better offers if one comes along. If they get a non-contingent offer, they can give you typically 48 to 72 hours to remove your contingency, or you're going to lose that house. Second, consider backup offer strategies where you identify a second choice home and write it as a backup offer in case your first choice falls through. Third, make sure you understand your earnest money deposit protection and exactly when you can walk away without losing that deposit. Fourth, have a plan of what happens if your timeline gets compressed. Maybe you need that bridge loan or HELOC after all. But honestly, if you can manage it financially, non-contingent offers backed by bridge loans or HELOCs win more often in our market. So let me ask you this. Have you ever had a real estate contract fall through? If so, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about your experience and how you and your realtor handled it. Now, let me speak directly to our military families for a moment. If you're facing a PCS move, you have unique challenges because PCS season runs from May through August, and that creates peak competition. You're competing with other military families who also have no choice about timing. My advice, plan 6 to 12 months ahead of time when it's possible. If you have any flexibility, consider off-season moves to reduce competition. And remember, VA loans can give you an edge in negotiations. Now, if you're a military seller, understand that your biggest buyers during PCS season are other military families who need to close pretty quickly. Price competitively and be flexible on your closing date. Now, if you're a military buyer, remember that VA loans don't require down payments, which can free up cash for temporary housing or bridge financing if needed. Use this advantage to compete with conventional buyers. Now, here's something else that can help in negotiations: seller concessions. These are when sellers agree to pay some of your costs as the buyer, like closing costs or helping with your interest rate. If you're selling, offering concessions can actually help you get a higher sales price and close faster. But if you're buying, concessions can help you afford a home that might be out of reach by reducing your upfront costs. Let me explain exactly how seller concessions work. As a buyer, you can ask for concessions up to a certain limit, usually 3 to 6% of the purchase price, depending on the type of loan you have. The seller is going to pay your closing costs, prepaid items, or even discount points to lower your interest rate. But here's the key: the home still has to appraise at the higher price that covers both the home value and the concessions. A popular concession right now is a 2-1 buy down, and that's where the seller pays to reduce your interest rate for the first 2 years. Here's how that works. If your rate would normally be 7%, the seller pays extra at closing to make your rate 5% in year 1, 6% in year 2, and then 7% for the remaining term. Now, this can meaningfully drop your payment by hundreds of dollars monthly during those first 2 years, but the home still has to appraise at the higher price. Now, for sellers, offering concessions can actually net you more money because buyers can afford to pay a higher purchase price when their upfront costs are lower. Does that make sense? For buyers, concessions can be the difference between affording your dream home or having to settle for less. Now, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 tells us, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the sun. Sometimes God's timing doesn't match our preferred timeline, but his timing is always perfect, my friends. If you're a military family facing a PCS move to or from Hampton Roads, I have a specialized relocation relocation guide that covers everything we've talked about today, plus military-specific benefits. Text me at 757-837-0096 to get your free copy, or you can click the link in the description to book a free, no-obligation consultation. Friends, before we wrap up, let me give you a comprehensive recap of everything we've covered today, because these strategies can literally save you thousands of dollars and months of stress. For financing your simultaneous purchase and sale, bridge loans give you speed and strength with 2 to 3 week closings, but expect to pay 6 to 12% interest and 1 to 3% in fees. HELOCs are going to offer you flexibility with lower rates, and you only pay interest on what you use, but they take 4 to 6 weeks to set up, so you want to make sure that you're planning ahead. My proven list-first approach gives you strength and budget clarity. List your home first, get it under contract, and then we'll start seriously shopping with confidence. Contingent offers provide safety with earnest money protection, but have less competitive power and risk kick-out clauses. Now, plan for 3 to 6 months total timeline. Of course, it can be much less than that, but prepare financially for potentially carrying 2 payments. Understand your backup options if contracts fall through, and always have a plan B for temporary housing. Now, seller concessions can help buyers afford more home while helping sellers achieve higher sale prices. Rent-back agreements give sellers flexibility while making buyers' offers more attractive. Non-contingent offers backed by proper financing win more often in competitive markets. Now, if you're military, plan 6 to 12 months ahead of time if you can. Consider off-season moves to reduce competition, use VA loan advantages strategically, and understand that PCS season creates high challenges and opportunities because of the demand. Friends, the journey of buying and selling a home simultaneously does not have to steal your peace. Yes, it's complex. Yes, it requires careful planning. But when you approach it with realistic expectations, proper preparation, and faith in God's provision, you can navigate with confidence. Remember, you don't have to choose between being homeless or going broke. You have options, you have strategies, and when you follow the right process in the right order with the right agent, thousands of families have done this successfully before you. You're not alone, and with the right plan, you're going to come out with keys to your dream home and peace in your heart. So whether you're buying, selling, or doing both, I'm here to help you make confident real estate decisions. If you want to get in touch, all you have to do is text me, 757-837-0096, or just book that free consultation. What are you waiting for? Friends, thank you so much for watching my channel. Your support absolutely means the world to me. I love helping people relocate to and from the Hampton Roads area. But listen, even if you don't need a realtor in Hampton Roads, listen, I still got your back. I have amazing relationships with incredible agents nationwide, and we're going to work together to make sure that you have an amazing experience, no matter where you're moving from or where you're moving to. So if you want to work with me, you can. All you have to do is text me at 757-837-0096. You can also drop a comment below. Don't forget, I drop new videos every Thursday evening and every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. I also drop daily afternoon shorts to keep you winning in real estate. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Listen, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Without you, I cannot grow this channel, and I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers this year. So if you find this information valuable, please share it with a friend. Please comment, please like. I thank you so much for your support, guys. I can't do this without you. And I will see you in the next video. God bless you.